It's good. I used it. There he is. I used it, and it talks like Mike. It writes like Mike. I'm talking about your social media GPT.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, mute.
Said, oh yeah, I have it set to talk like Shane Gillis. So if that's what you're saying, I sound like. I'll
Very
take
direct.
it. I like that. I like that. I like that.
It's right to the point. It's good.
Sweet. All right. Fellas, we're here. Andre, it's been a while. JD, get a camera, would you? Jesus. That's a joke. It didn't come out right now. It sounds like I'm shitting on him for not having a nice camera.
Lighting, JD.
All right.
It's all about lighting.
Sweet. Let's dive in. So last time we talked. Oh, also, James, I just got here. I'm in
nice.
Scottsdale.
Welcome.
Yeah. So I don't know if we can link up, but I'll hit you up after. I have like a bunch of meetings now, but I'll hit you up.
Text me. Let me know what's up.
All right, cool. All right, sweet. So last time we talked a lot about identifying the difference between a player, B player, and a C player, and recognizing that A players are going to be more needy, and they're gonna complain because they're very me-centric people that are so me-centric that they're able to perform at an extremely high level. They're also the people we have to apologize for. Whereas C players are, B players are trying to, they see themselves as good people, as like top performers, but they don't actually do that well. So they're constantly trying to do well. So they want your help. They want to try to get better. Where C players, they pretty much will make an excuse that it's like, I am bad at this, so my defense mechanism is to say that it's not me, it's this. Whereas the A players, like, I'm not doing well at this. My defense mechanism is I better figure it out. Otherwise, I'm going to want to kill myself. Cool. So now let's talk about those toxic people for a minute here. Okay. And how we handle them. Do you guys all have toxic people that work for you? I'll say toxic. Might be too strong of a word, but is your top rep, who's top by like double, also a huge piece of shit who sucks?
Not at the moment.
This is probably one of those cases. If you don't have a toxic person, you are.
Maybe it's you. Or the next person you hire is going to be that person, that's for sure. Okay, cool. So let me talk about what I do. You guys know how I am. I'm pretty direct. I also make a lot of change pretty quickly. Most top performers should absolutely fucking hate me, but I've gotten a lot of top performers to absolutely love me. And it's not like my charm, like I'm kind of calculated at what I'm doing. So let me talk to you about how do you get people on your side. Oh, is my network connection sucks? Sorry, I'm at the hotel. Cool. So the things I do to get top performers on my side and get them to do more. Number one, oops, someone's trying to join. No, it's just no takers. Okay. Let me actually go to my slideshow here so I can read it better. Cool. So the three steps I have is I get them on our side to like me. Number two, I want to motivate through what they care about and recognize it's not going to be what anybody else cares about. And number three is I'm going to create an extreme behavior in a very short period of time. Okay. So to get a rep to do the thing everybody's yelling at them to do, fill out the CRM, stop being a dick to Marcia, stop yelling about marketing, just make the goddamn calls, whatever it is. Here's what you do. So first, what you want to do is you actually want to inflate their ego. Duh. You're great. I think you're one of the best reps here, whatever. The line you're towing here, though, is ass kissing. If they don't respect you, every time that you say you're great, blah, 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 it just actually makes it even worse. So we all have that friend, or maybe we are those people who like our wife or our girlfriend is like a piece of shit to us, and we're just like love bombing them. Like, I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you so much. It's actually driving them away because they don't respect you. Same thing is happening here. Okay. So you want to be like, you're doing a great job here, but you don't want to be like, you're amazing, I need you. None of that. Okay. Now, next thing I do to get people on my side You want to over-emotionalize their statements. So I do this on sales calls too. I'm realizing this is like a big thing I do on sales calls. But you want to over-emotionalize their statements. So they're going to be like, it's really annoying that I got to fill out this CRM. Cool. I'm going to be like, yeah, it's wicked annoying. In fact, I can't believe you have to do it all the time. And it's like, can't they just figure it out themselves? Don't they realize this is like your selling time? And like, you got to sit, you go over the top. By the way, this also really helps whenever someone's like, one of your buddies is like having a hard time. They're like, yeah, like she's the worst to me or whatever. And then you'd be like, yeah, she's the absolutely the worst. I can't believe you should even be with her. They'll be like, well, no. It's not that bad. Same thing happens here. Sorry, I was getting texted down here by a buddy of mine who's like got some stuff happening at home. So it's on my mind. But if you instead go like, yeah, that's fucking bullshit. I can't believe they would have you do that. Shouldn't you be on calls like 100% of the day? They'll be like, yeah. Or like, well, yeah, I mean, I got to do some of it, but so it kind of calms them down. And it gets them to be like, wow, like Mike really fucking gets it because he really gets it.
You get him?
He's listening.
Right.
Yeah, is it yours?
For looking at your wives or girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever to just like whatever they say, just like 10x it. And then
Well trained. He sat in it down for about 10 minutes for me.
Jeff, go on mute, brother. And then mute him up. Okay, cool. Next thing I do, and this is what I do for everybody, is the deposits. But for these people in particular, I want to get 3 deposits in a very short period of time. So we've talked about you always want to have a deposit for people. And I've talked about how in the first 30 days in a new job, you want to be prioritizing your reps stuff, not your manager's stuff, because your reps have shorter memories than your manager. In particular, for your top rep, you want to do 2 or 3 quick wins very fast so that they recognize the pattern. If you do something cool for them today and again in a month and again in a month, they're not going to see it. If you do like 3 things this week, for about a month, they're going to be like, this guy got my back all the time. So doing that in a short succession is really key. Okay. So some things I've done, by the way, I've paid for a VA out of my own pocket even, or by the company's pocket to do some of the CRM stuff. I've gotten, like $10 a month note takers to put things in CRM. I've gone to other people in the company and said, like, you're no longer allowed to talk to this person. You have to talk through me, like just a policy change, so they don't get any bullshit like that. I've taken them out of meetings, like, hey, these meetings you no longer need to attend. I've had people be like, I just hate when like this manager talks to me this way, but like I can't change it. And I'll talk to that manager to be like, yo, you can't talk to him that way, that kind of shit. So that's the quick wins that I want to do with them. All right. So now I've got them on my side because I've been like, you're the fucking best. And I know the best because I'm like Manzi and I'm the baller. And it's bullshit how they're treating you here. I don't know why you're not doing a million times better. And that said, like, I'm going to get rid of this meeting and get rid of this CRM thing or whatever. So now they're like, all right, this guy's on my side. Then I want to motivate through things they care about. This is number 2. So what I'm going to say here is this. Yes, all these people are motivated by money. But they only think that the way that they earn more money is from their own actions. At the end of the year, if you made 100 changes to marketing to drive leads and you got a VA, you got them everything, they will not bring that up in their thank you speech. It will just be, I worked my ass off. They don't see it. So the typical like feedback we would use of like, hey, can I give you some feedback when you blank? This helps you earn more money or whatever. Doesn't work on them because they're like, no, the only thing that makes me make more money is when I'm on more calls. So I want to motivate your top performer. I want you guys to think about who this top performer is think about what they're doing things for. I typically find that they're doing them to impress somebody that they don't feel good enough around, or to be able to relax because for the same reason as the first thing. Most people that are top performers, let me say this. There's a study done that something like 80-something% of like CEOs of Fortune 500 companies were all had something traumatic happen between the ages of 8 and 12. And the reason that they surmise, this article that I read, wherever I read it, was they had to grow up fast. And what this really means, growing up fast, really means like, I had to put my wants and needs and like I wasn't good enough just being who I was. I had to become better just so that I could be accepted. I had, my mom was crying because my dad died. So I couldn't be a kid. I had to become an adult so my mom would love me. And this continues to happen as they get older. So now they're truly working hard, not for money. They're working hard because they think that if they don't have money, people aren't going to love them. Hi, I'm Mike Manzi, and probably half the people here, right? So, that's what our moms and our dads did, and none of it was malicious or any of that stuff, but like, this is truly why we are the way we are, okay? So what you want to do when you want to think about how you motivate this person is the way that something that motivates them is being able to relax on the weekends, to turn off work because they can't turn it off when they have to hustle. Because all weekend they're thinking, fuck, if that deal doesn't come in, like, I'm no good. They're not thinking I'm no good. They think they're thinking I'm going to miss my quota, but in reality, what they're truly thinking is I'm no good. So to be like, hey, you can relax, or you can like be present for your family. You can be a better friend. You can show your dad this. All these people want to impress their dad. Most want to impress, some want to impress their mom. And everybody wants to become the impressive person. So for you to be able to, what you want to say to them, like when you blah, 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 that's the kind of thing that keeps you as like the head of the household. That's the kind of thing that makes it clear that you're a leader, not only at work, but also at home, man. That's the kind of role modeling that doing at work your son's going to see and have a wildly different experience than you had. This is going to allow you to be at home and relax and not to think about work and have your wife think, God, I wish he was just more present. You see what I'm doing here? You get it? I hope that this can come through to you guys. And if you have questions on this, please push on me. But it takes, this is not a tip I can give on TikTok. It takes some like real thought of like, what is this person motivated by? Is it the wife? Is it the being the main guy? Is it the impressing his dad? Is it the relaxing so he can be whoever he wants to be? What is it? Okay. I'm gonna pause here. I feel like there could be a question or a clarification that comes in the next few seconds. So I'm gonna pause for a minute. Also,
Well, Mike, how much time do you give that? Sorry, my camera's
Jay?
not working. But like, how much time do you give that? Is that something you think you've developed in weeks, months, years, over time? Like, how much time are you investing in that to unearth that?
I mean, no, I mean, I think that you should be able to figure this out in a matter of a couple of one-on-ones.
Okay.
Of asking questions that are in that one-on-one doc, but I would probe, and I typically probe into like, what was it like growing up? What was your mom like? What was your dad like? One of the first questions I ask everybody is what motivates you, and then I give a story around like, hey, I'm motivated because my dad wasn't around, and my mom worked her ass off, so she was kind of cold, and so I never really got the attention that I wanted, and I felt like I always had to kind of perform to get that attention. So I performed in dumb, stupid ways, and I performed in really smart ways, and that's why I work as hard as I do now. Ultimately, some mommy and daddy love me. Anyways, what motivates you? And that really pulls that out of somebody pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And you'll hear them talk about their wives and their family or whatever else. Great question. Great question. It's crazy how much all the stuff comes together, right, guys? It's like, I thought I was at work. Now we're talking about your dad and all that shit. But
And the way you said that, Mike, kind of pulled something together for me, because often I find too that those A players, they do, need that, that kind of, you're the man, you're the shit, but they have a really tight filter to like not respecting somebody who also gives them too much praise, right? And it probably pulls into the people they're trying to impress are the ones who wouldn't have give them that praise, and they never trust if you give them too much. So you have to, and you probably do this naturally, so maybe don't even realize, but you have to give them enough shit too that they can see you as genuine and real also, right? Like you got to give them both sides a little bit.
That's a really good point. If you are only giving the positive and that stuff, absolutely. And it's a good point too of like they want you're the man from the people that they don't feel like they got it from. And so I will say that's a great point to say this last thing. When I talk to my CEP, how animated I am, the better of an employee, the better of a rep you are, the less animated I become. The better of a rep you are, the less animated I am. So the C reps is like, dude, you can make $50 from this fucking thing. I'll give me a second, change your life. And for the top rep, I'm going to be like Mr. Stone Cold, like I got to be a peer. So it is going to be more Stone Cold. I'll be like, Jeff, like, you know what you're doing, man. I just want to make sure that your dad, you know, sees what all the stuff you're doing, buddy, because you're doing a great job. Now, could you be doing better? You and I both know you can. But I don't think we should not take 10 seconds to go, God damn, I'm working my fucking ass off. I'm trading my time with my family and shit to be here. I'm going to be the fucking best at it. So you see, this is not very animated. Whereas like the C player, like, man, let's look at all your stuff. Look what you can do. It'll be much more animated. Because if you don't respect me, you're not going to want my praise. Jeff Field, Jeff, great call out. All right. So the last thing, I'll give one more thing that I do here. I brought it up a couple of times now recently, to get them to do more. And then one thing I do to get them to not do bad things. The first two things I said, you know, getting them on your side and all that, that's going to be no matter what you want them to do. But to get them to do more is typically where I do I expect you to be here and you're not. That's weird. What's going on? So to be genuinely curious why they're not meeting an expectation. This goes back to all the mom and dad stuff. But so what this sounds like is, hey man, I was looking at the numbers. I feel like you've been here the last few months. Like you're a top rep, right? For sure. But then I noticed like every month, Sarah's like within 5% of you. I didn't expect her to be that close. It's kind of crazy. What do you think that's about? Hey man, I was looking at your numbers. You're a fucking top rep. I feel like you should be winning in every category. You feel like? So I was digging into it. I'm always trying to think about how I can help you out in some way. And I noticed that like your win rate is actually not the best in the team. What is that about? So win rate, deal size, number of leads they generated, calls they've made, sales cycle, close won reasons, close loss reasons, percent of quota. I'm going to bring up any of those things that he's not perfect at and be genuinely curious. Because what this really does is it makes him nervous. Like, oh shit, I thought I was safe from anybody noticing that I'm actually a big dumb idiot. Because inside my body, I feel like I'm a big dumb idiot. And Mike's saying I'm not completely safe. I'm not mean about it at all. And this is not a motivational speech at all. This is just, I'm noticing it. Look at that. That's kind of weird. That's it. Jenny. You're on mute.
Do you see any difference in your approach because what I'm finding, and I found this at a few different positions I've been in, sometimes there's like practitioners that are really good salespeople that kind of seem like a different track than some of this. Like they have like when they're really good sales just because they know the knowledge really well, and they have kind of different motivations than some of these tried and true, like they're an A seller just because they're an A seller.
Yes, I have noticed that difference. You bringing it up. There's some that are like, yeah, they're just good, but they're not actually. But for these people, I'm trying to think about the ones I've had in my past year, I think that I can treat them like a B player. Like it's not so much about like their mom and their dad and motivation. It's more they just happen to know it, and the way they talk just happens to resonate. So no, for them it's just a regular.
Well, that's a good point, because it's kind of like we talked about last week, where sometimes the A and C, it's not the number that defines if they're an A or C player, right? And I think
it's like
right.
the way they
like,
exactly.
Because I can only get that's a good point, because like that practitioner, I can only get up to here, and they're capped. Like I'm not ever going to get them to just blow the top off their quota, but they're always going to be solid right there, like a true B player.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. But where there's the A player who's a true A player who's like going to be an A player, anything they do,
I can get them up to 7-figure.
you can get them up by pushing.
Good.
All right, cool. So great point. So the first thing I do to try to get them to move is going to be the expectation setting. Like you're at this expectation is not being met, to create some nervousness. And then I'll say one other thing I do. These people are so emotional. They will never seem emotional. Almost, I shouldn't say never. But for them, it's all this like nurturing. So this is the idea of like, I want to bring up like their parents and like how good they are to their wives and stuff. Similarly, I'm going to say like, I expect you to be here. That's weird. for the purpose of creating anxiety in them. And then the other is I want to become a bit of a father figure for these people by using words like proud very selectively, and also giving very what's what I'm looking for, significant, comprehensive, well thought gifts or feedback. So for these people, I will write them handwritten notes. I'll make them video that's like, hey man, and go kind of overboard. Like, I grew up and here's what I thought, and I can't believe where I'm at now. And I'm so grateful I got a chance to meet with you. And you and I have just really grown so much since we've been here. Really kind of those deep things that you wish your boys would say to you. Those things I find get the person to be like, I will go through a motherfucking brick wall because you're effectively becoming my dad. You're giving me the anxiety that makes me want to solve it. You're giving me the positives to make me desire more of those positives. And when I do get this, you're giving me this support that like you love me. You don't just like the numbers I put up. Okay. Enough emotions for this for a second. I know it's funny. Anyways, I'm making jokes in my own head here. So the last thing I do if I need this person to do something, no matter what it is extreme behavior in a short period of time. Extreme behavior, short period of time. This is really just changing someone's reputation. So if you have this problem too, you can do this anywhere. So if you're known as like the mumbler, or you feel like your boss doesn't take you serious, or your team doesn't respect you, or if you were to think about what does my boss think about me, and one of those things is not a positive thing, do this. So you're going to pick a behavior that is very, very, very tactical and teeny, but you're going to do a shit ton of it in a short period of time. Great example I have of this was I had one rep who's a huge piece of shit. I got a whole story about this fucking piece of fucking shit. He's the only person I've had to block on LinkedIn because he's such a piece of shit. He was the CEO was sick of what he was saying to the C-suite and the product team or whatever, because he'd been there for a long time. So I was like, hey man, for the next 3 meetings that you're invited to because you like have been here forever, you don't say a single word. Not one thing. You are not allowed to, you stay on mute the entire time. I don't care if you look off your screen and you do other work. You are not to say a word for 3 meetings. But Mike, they got this thing and everything. That's great. We're not going to, no one's going to die in 3 meetings. You're not going to change your revenue and the commission you make in 3 meetings. In the 4th meeting, we could scream at everybody. For 3 meetings, do nothing. And sure enough, 3 meetings in, I'm going, how's it going with Mick? And they're like, he seems to be going great. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Same thing here. We have a rep who's being a piece of shit to all the SDRs. And I was like, for the next week, I want you to find 3 SDRs. The next 3 meetings you get, you write a public thank you and positive feedback in Slack in a public Slack. But Mike, these meetings suck. I don't care. They're great. I love it. Thank you so much. This is great. I in particular like the notes. Sure enough, a week later, how's it going with Jeremy? He's great. So if you have a rep on your team who is loud, get them to shut up for a period of time. Mean, get them to be really nice for a period of time. Just do the opposite behavior of whatever it is for a short period of time. Does that solve it? No. It buys you time. It buys you now a month or 2 when everyone's like, oh, I feel like he's kind of changed. And then another month or 2. Oh, I feel like he's kind of changed. And the reality is we just want this person to stack wins up in between those months so that when he goes and yells at the SDRs 3 months from now, we're like, yeah, but he did bring in that $500,000 deal. And you wait till it bubbles up and then you do it again. Because we can't lose this person. In a relationship, you would not want to be this person who's like, let's say like I cheat on you all the time. It's like, I won't, I'll get better. That's not good. Because you have the option of like getting rid of this person and it's potentially damaging you as a person. In a business, 9 times out of 10, this toxic rep is wicked annoying, but they're not as toxic as you think they are annoying. They're not really ruining the business. And you get rid of them, and it's a lot of money that you leave on the table. So yes, you should get rid of these people eventually, but I don't recommend getting rid of them until the rest of your team is at a point where you can scale it up. Because once the person's gone 3 months later, they're going to be like, why are we not hitting our target? And everyone's going to forget that you fired such and such person because he was a piece of shit. They're going to go, oh, you suck at your job.
The other thing I've noticed, it's not 100% by any means, but often that's enough time too for that rep to see, oh, they get whatever they really wanted anyway, just by, even if they don't feel it, right? By being nice to the SDR, suddenly they're getting better.
And if I'm honest, dude,
They notice they're getting better leads now, and you can call that out to them.
and 9 times out of 10, I mean, most of the time too, like during all this time, I'm doing quick wins with them. And so like the first year, it might be this. And then after that, I've got such deposits built up. I now literally am like, dude, do me a favor, shut the fuck up. And like, that's enough. I don't have to go do a whole campaign. It's just like, dude, I need you to shut the fuck up in these meetings. And they're like, that's cool, man. Like, and there's plenty of deposits I can withdraw from. Cool. So kind of wrapping everything up here, we've got your A players, just to be clear, your A players is where your time should go. Your B players is where your time should go. Your C players is not where it should go. The difference between where your time goes with A players and B players. Your B players, your time goes into your training. It is physically with them. I'm going to look at your deals, help you with your deals. You and me are a team. I'm extending myself to you. A players, it's the thinking before you do the action. It's the apology you're making on someone else on their behalf. That's the time you're spending with them. It's not actually with them. You're not on calls coaching them. It's getting this person to be okay with, it's creating a relationship with the customer success manager, you and that manager, so that you can get the customer success manager to tell their team to chill when the rep on your team is not chilling. That's the time with those people. If that makes sense. Cool. Pushback, questions, issues, clarifications. How about this situation I'm in? All right, I'm gonna get some water in me because I'm fucking in the dry desert, guys. Call me Rango. I'll see you guys later. Love you all. See ya.
Bye.